Listen, this message isn't for everybody. This isn't for the ones who gave up when people walked away. This is for the rejected ones, the ones who cried themselves to sleep, wondering why God stayed silent while life kept breaking them. You've been there, haven't you? Ignored, overlooked, used, rejected by the very people you loved the most. You smiled in public, but you were bleeding in private. You helped everyone, but when it was your turn, nobody showed up. You questioned God. Why would you let them leave? Why did you let me feel this alone? Why did you let my name be dragged through dirt when all I ever gave was loyalty and heaven stayed quiet? But listen, something is shifting. The same God who allowed you to be rejected is the same God who is about to crown you publicly. Because rejection was never your ending, it was your qualification. Lean in, whisper tone. In the next few minutes, I'm going to show you why God had to let them walk away before he lifts you up. Why certain doors had to close before the right one opened. Why your name had to be buried in silence before it could be shouted in glory. You're not late. You're not forgotten. You're not abandoned. You're just in the before crowning stage. They didn't reject you because you were worthless. They rejected you because you were chosen for something they weren't assigned to understand. God said, I'll prepare a table for you, but not in private. In the presence of those who doubted you, not behind closed doors, not in secret, but right there in front of the same people who said you'd never make it. You feel that chill in your spirit right now? That's not emotion, that's confirmation, because deep down, something in you knows. You weren't rejected, you were hidden, protected, reserved for a moment only heaven knew about. People thought they buried you, but they didn't know you were a seed, and you're about to sprout in a way that no one saw coming. So listen carefully. This video isn't motivation. This is prophetic alignment. This message is a mirror, showing you who you really are. A king, a queen, a royal, being processed in silence before being revealed in glory. And if your heart is pounding right now, if your spirit is saying, this is for me, that's because it is. Comment right now, I'm chosen. If your soul knows this is your word, if you're tired of crying in secret and you're ready for God to crown you in public, voice drops lower. Stay right here, don't scroll. Because in the next chapter, I'm going to tell you exactly why God allowed the betrayal, the heartbreak, and the silence, and how it was all part of his royal plan to seat you at the table you didn't even know was being built for you. Your crown is closer than you think. You keep asking, why did they betray me? Why did they leave when I needed them the most? Why did people you loved, people you prayed for, suddenly switch up, turn their backs, and leave you bleeding in silence? Let me tell you something they never taught you in church. Sometimes God lets people walk away, not to hurt you, but to position you, because there are places he's taking you. And not everyone who started with you deserves to sit beside you when you get there. Think about Joseph. His own brothers, his blood, didn't just reject him. They sold him. They threw him into a pit and said, let's see what happens to his dreams now. But that pit didn't bury him. It positioned him for the palace. Think about David, anointed to be king, but ignored by his own father. When the prophet Samuel came looking for the next king, David's own family didn't even bother calling him inside. He was out in the field, dirty, forgotten, but still chosen. You see the pattern? Rejection is often the first sign of divine selection. And maybe that's your story too. You've cried quiet tears at 2 a.m. You've replayed conversations in your head. You've wondered why people you trusted turned into strangers overnight. You've looked at heaven and whispered, God, why did you let them hurt me? Why didn't you defend me? But listen closely. What if God didn't defend you? Not because he abandoned you, but because he was revealing people's hearts. Some people couldn't go where God is taking you. Some people only loved you when you were broken, begging, available. They loved the version of you that needed saving, not the version of you that's about to wear a crown. Their rejection wasn't your ending. It was heaven quietly setting you apart. You weren't removed, you were reserved. You thought the closed doors meant failure. You thought unanswered prayers meant you were forgotten. You thought the silence meant God stopped listening. No, the silence wasn't abandonment, it was strategy. Because God does his greatest work in hidden places, in pits, in caves, in lonely bedrooms where nobody sees the tears but him. Your tears were not wasted. Your heartbreak was not pointless. Every betrayal pushed you one step closer to the throne you don't even know is waiting for you. But here's the twist. Rejection wasn't your ending. It was heaven's secret selection. They thought they broke you, but they were actually announcing you. They thought walking away left you empty, but it actually made room for the people who were sent to honor you, not use you. They thought silence killed your purpose, but silence is where God builds kings and queens. Comment prompt to boost engagement. Tell me, did rejection make you stronger or softer? I want to hear your story. Tease next section. Stay with me, because in the next chapter, I'm going to show you why God didn't expose your enemies yet, and why loneliness isn't punishment, it's training for royalty. Before God puts a crown on your head, he takes you to a place no one talks about. The wilderness, not the palace, not the stage, not the spotlight, but the dry, lonely, silent place where no one is clapping for you, where your prayers echo back with no reply, where you feel forgotten, even by heaven. And maybe that's exactly where you are right now. You're not in the pit anymore, but you're not in the palace either. You're in between. You're stuck in the hallway between what God promised and what you can see. You wake up every day wondering, God, did I miss it? Did you change your mind about me? Why is everything so quiet? But listen closely. The wilderness is not punishment, it's preparation. Think about David, anointed as king, yet sent back to tend sheep in the field. Think about Moses, called to deliver Israel, yet spent 40 years in the desert alone. Think about Jesus himself. Before miracles, before crowds, before the cross, he was led by the Spirit into the wilderness for 40 days. Why? Because greatness is never born on the throne. It's forged in isolation. In the wilderness, you learn what applause could never teach you. You learn how to stand when no one is watching. You learn how to pray when no one is clapping. You learn how to trust God, not for blessings, but for breath. No cameras, no followers, no validation, just you and God. And it hurts, it's confusing. You're surrounded by silence, not because God left, but because he's training your ears to hear his whisper. You ask God to use you, so he said, okay, but first I have to strengthen you. You ask God for a crown. He said, then I must first teach you how to carry a cross, because a throne without character becomes a trap. And that's why your wilderness is necessary. It's where God breaks your pride, where he heals your wounds, where he removes your need for human approval, where he teaches you to depend on his voice even when his hand seems missing. But here's the twist. God hides what he values most before he reveals it to the world. He hid Joseph in a prison before revealing him in the palace. He hid David in fields before introducing him to the throne. He hid Esther in silence before placing a crown on her head. He hid you, not because you were unworthy, but because you were too valuable to be exposed too early. Diamonds are not made in public. They're formed in pressure, in darkness, where no eye can see, until the right time. So if you feel hidden, forgotten, uncelebrated, good. It means God is still working on you. Comment prompt, engagement boost. Have you ever felt hidden by God? Tell me below. I'm reading the comments. There is a reason God didn't remove everyone who hurt you. There is a reason he let them watch you fail, cry, break, and disappear. It wasn't because he abandoned you. It was because he was preparing something bigger than their betrayal. Psalm 23 verse 5 says, he prepares a table before me in the presence of my enemies. Not in their absence. Not once they apologize. Not after they leave. In their presence. That means before God elevates you, he gathers an audience. Those who said you were nothing, those who whispered your name in gossip, those who said you'll never make it, will have front row seats to your breakthrough. And maybe right now you're wondering, why are my enemies still here? Why hasn't God silenced them? Why do they still laugh while I'm still struggling? Because God is not done writing your story. And when he finishes, even your enemies will have to say, only God could have done this. Think about Joseph. His brothers tried to destroy him. Years later, he was sitting on a throne in Egypt, and the same brothers who betrayed him came and bowed at his feet. Think about David. Saul threw spears at him, chased him, hunted him. But years later, Saul was gone, and David was crowned king in front of the same nation that once doubted him. Think about Jesus. They mocked him, beat him, nailed him to a cross. But 3 days later, he rose. Not in secret. The stone rolled away in public. You see, God is not a God of private revenge. He is a God of public reversal, and he's not going to remove your enemies. He's going to seat you higher in front of them. They said you'd never get married. Watch God send you a spouse that honors you. They said you'd never succeed. Watch God put your name in rooms you've never entered. They said you'd never heal. Watch God restore what they thought they destroyed. And when it happens, don't be petty. Don't say, look at me now. Just smile, because the crown speaks for itself. But here's the twist. God won't remove your enemies. He'll seat you higher in front of them. Why? Because your story isn't just about you. It's about his glory. He wants people to see what he can do with a rejected, broken, forgotten person who never gave up. Comment prompt, engagement booster. Have you ever felt like people were watching, waiting for you to fail? Tell me your story below, tease the next chapter. Stay with me, because in the next chapter, we're going to talk about the moment everything shifts, the unexpected call, the email you didn't apply for, the door that opens without you knocking. You've been waiting for so long that silence started to feel normal. Your prayers felt like they were bouncing off the ceiling. Your purpose became blurry. Your faith got quieter. But listen to me. Heaven has not forgotten your name. It has been recorded, reserved, and now it's about to be announced. This is the chapter in your story where everything starts to shift. Suddenly, a phone call you weren't expecting, an email you didn't send a resume for, a door that opens, not because you pushed, but because God whispered your name on the other side. You won't have to chase it. You won't have to force it. You won't have to beg anyone to see your worth. Your name will come up in rooms you've never entered. People will say, I don't know why, but I feel like we need this person. That's favor. That's heaven announcing you. The same name they buried in gossip. God is about to announce in glory. Let me remind you of something powerful. Joseph was in prison when his name was mentioned to Pharaoh. David was in the field when he was called to the king's house. Esther was an orphan when her name was spoken in the palace. Mephibosheth was crippled and forgotten when King David said, Is there anyone left from the house of Saul that I may show kindness to? When God calls your name, your location doesn't matter. Your background doesn't matter. Your history, your past mistakes, your family status, it all becomes irrelevant. Because when heaven calls your name, no one can uncall it. I need you to hear this. You are closer than you think. That's why the warfare increased. That's why you've been feeling tired, heavy, misunderstood. Because right before God announces you, he tests if you're ready to handle the weight of being seen. But here's the twist. Your delay was not denial, it was divine scheduling. You thought God was saying no, but he was actually saying, not yet. The delay didn't destroy the promise, it protected it. Because if he answered too early, you would have still depended on people. You would have still needed their approval. You would have still questioned if you deserved it. But now, you're ready. You don't need applause. You don't need validation. You just need God to say now. And when he says now, everything changes. Your name gets called. Your seat gets reserved. Your crown gets placed. They whispered your name in betrayal, but they'll hear your name in blessing. Comment prompt, engagement boost. Type, I receive my crown, if this is your word. This is the part no one talks about. The moment after the pain, when God finally lifts you. You cried in secret. You broke in silence. You worshiped even when it hurt. And now, the crown you never asked for is being placed on your head. But wait, this crown isn't gold and jewels. It's something deeper. It's honor after humiliation, respect after rejection, recognition after being ignored. God is not just restoring you, He is publicly validating you. People think royalty means comfort, but real royalty means responsibility and recognition. Royalty isn't about sitting on a throne doing nothing. It means you survived what others didn't. You carry what others couldn't. You lead with wounds that turned into wisdom. Because before God crowns you, He crushes you, not to destroy you, but to empty you. So when honor comes, you don't become proud. You become grateful. Do you know who God chooses to crown? Not the loud, not the arrogant, not the ones who fight to be seen. He crowns the humble, the ones who could have exposed people, but stayed silent. The ones who could have fought back, but chose to kneel. The ones who didn't post their pain online for sympathy, but bled privately with God. Jesus said, "Those who humble themselves will be exalted." And that's exactly what's happening now. He is lifting you. But let me make this clear. But here's the twist. God isn't giving you a crown to prove them wrong. He's giving you a crown to prove Himself faithful. This crown is not about winning over your enemies. It's about bringing glory to your King. You're not being crowned because you were perfect. You're being crowned because you stayed when others walked away. This isn't revenge. This is restoration. This isn't, "Look at me now." This is, "Look at what God has done." And when the crown comes, so does the weight. People will see the glory, but they won't know the story. They'll see the crown, but they won't see the crushed seasons behind it. But you will. You'll remember the nights you cried. You'll remember the prayers God heard in silence. You'll remember the betrayal that nearly killed you, but didn't. And that's what makes you royal, not the applause, but the anointing. So don't let this crown make you arrogant. Let it make you more surrendered. Because royalty in God's kingdom isn't about ruling people. It's about serving them. Joseph fed the very brothers who betrayed him. David honored the king who tried to kill him. Jesus washed the feet of the ones who would deny him. That's real royalty. Comment prompt to boost engagement. Type, "I'm ready for my crown," if you're stepping from pain into purpose. Take a breath. Close your eyes for a moment. You've walked through rejection. You've survived betrayal. You made it through the wilderness. And now, you're standing at the edge of your royal moment. This is where the crown meets your calling. This is where heaven speaks your name. Let me pray with you. Royal prayer of crowning. Father, I come to you not as perfect, but as willing. You saw every tear I cried when no one else did. You heard every prayer I whispered in the dark. You watched me stay faithful, even when I felt forgotten. God, I thank you, because rejection didn't destroy me. It positioned me. Betrayal didn't break me. It built me. I was rejected, but I was never forgotten. Today, I receive what you've been preparing all along. Not fame, not applause, but purpose, alignment, a crown that only you can give. I declare, my name is being spoken in rooms I haven't entered yet. My crown is coming, not for revenge, but for your glory. My story will not end in pain. It will end in purpose. Royal declarations, repeat after me. Soft voice, slow, let them repeat. I was rejected, but I was never forgotten. My crown is coming. My name is being announced. The people who walked away were part of the plan, not the end of it. I am chosen. I am appointed. I am anointed for this season. No more begging for a seat. God is preparing my table. I forgive those who hurt me. I release them because I'm too royal to stay bitter. My royalty will be public, but my heart will stay humble. Lean in, speak softly, like a secret from heaven. They buried you as a mistake, but you were a seed. They thought the silence meant it was over, but heaven was planting you deeper. Your pain was private, but your royalty will be public. Your tears were real, but so is the crown that's coming. You're not forgotten. You're not too late. Heaven is already calling your name. Final CTA, call to action for viral engagement. Comment, I receive my crown if this message was for you. Subscribe CTA, don't leave yet. Subscribe, because in my next video, I'm going to reveal how to know when God is only 3 days away from announcing your name to the world. Slow pan over clouds or crown imagery. Fade in scripture, he lifts the humble. James 4:10. Heartbeat sounds slowing, then silence. Fade to black with soft whisper. This is your crowning season.